Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Jesse, also known as Sublime, and today we're back with another sit and go video. So to start things off, we get a 5-3 offsuit. I know it doesn't look like much, but the blinds are very low at this point. We're at the small blind position, so we're going to end up calling this once it comes around to us. One thing I do want to say to you guys is that these videos take a long time to record. I think I was in this match for about an hour and a half here. It took quite a bit, and then to edit it all down and everything is what takes kind of the most time. So for everybody watching this, I want to say thank you guys for stopping by, watching, liking the video, subscribing. It truly does mean a lot. And hopefully you guys enjoy this content. I put a lot of effort into it, so thank you guys again. I do this because I love to do it. This table was a lot of fun to play with. I'm just going to say that right now. The girl to the left of me, besides that one guy, he was kind of being an asshole on the table, but the girl to the left of me there, we ended up making the final two. Sorry for spoiling anything, but she was from Minnesota, and we kind of talked about winter and snow the whole time and how much we hate it. She actually enjoys shoveling though, but nonetheless, very fun person to play with on the tables, and hopefully you'll see more of her going down. We added each other on Discord, and hopefully we can get some private tables going of some fan favorites and my favorites to play with, honestly. So the flop comes out 6-10-5, and then another 3 pops out. So obviously there's 2 flush draws there with the spades and with the clubs, but we do have a 2 pair, so if a diamond or a heart hits, we almost have the pot secure unless somebody has trips, but unfortunately a spade does show up. So we're looking at this thinking, you know, if it's the right price, we're going to call Baba Jeja. I don't know how you pronounce his name. He throws out a bet for 125, and I think we're going to call this. It's fairly cheap to get into. There's not really much we can lose. Everybody else is folded besides the other username guy, the username not found guy. We end up taking that pot home, and we win that one. The next hand we got is an ace-2. We are a couple seats away from the small and big blinds, so we're not really in a position to really play this too much, but we do anyways. We throw out a bet for 40. We just call the big blind, and I don't think it progresses past that. Looking here, yeah, everybody's just calling and checking it out. The flop comes up 7-3 ace. You know, an ace is really good for us here. We really want to see like a 2. We don't want to see any higher cards. Somebody could have, you know, maybe 2 pair. But right now we're in a pretty strong position where, you know, the only thing somebody could do to beat us is have a higher ace. So I throw out a bet for 75. This broken guy calls it all in for 40. He ends up beating me because he has a higher kicker than I do. Unfortunate, but in the position I was in, and there was only, you know, 4 other people, our hand looked pretty strong. Coming up into the next hand, we got an ace-jack offsuit in a small blind position. We're down about 1,000 chips just from playing pots and trying to dip our toes in the water. Nothing was really coming of it. But yeah, we're in here at the small blind position. Fairly strong hand to play with. And we're only down to 4 people at this point. So our hand's looking pretty strong. We had an extra 300 to it. Now you got to realize that the blinds are pretty big at this point. They're at 300. Or sorry, they're not at 300. I don't know what the blinds are 150, 300, sorry. So we added another 300 onto it. We were the small blind, so we raised it up to 450. It comes out ace 4-10, very strong position for us. We immediately shove. We are in position to make the call on that. So we're just waiting for everybody to either call or fold. This one guy here, Missbroken, he's a good guy to play with. He's from Texas. He's a very fun guy. I actually just hopped off this table, and it's currently 4:16 in the morning, so sorry if I'm a little bit slower. But yeah, everybody ends up folding, and we end up taking that pot home. The next set of cards come out, and we got a 5 ace of hearts suited. That's what we like to see. I immediately call for 400, and as the blinds are 200, 400 at this point, and we only got 3 people in the table with us now. As you can see, the seats as we go on dwindle down. I didn't really get a lot of good hands, so I didn't get to see too much. As I'm waiting for that guy to make his decision, I end up with really nothing on the board. 8-8 jack to decide to throw out a bet of 500. We're in a very, good position to do that. He checked, so I'm thinking he has nothing. I'm waiting for up top G. He folds, and she ends up folding as well, and we take that pot home. The next set of cards we got is a 7-2. Don't really know why I included this, maybe for a little bit of intermission break. Or maybe my next set of cards just come up right now. Like I said, I'm very tired at this point. Yeah, so here we go. We got a queen 4 on a big blind position. We're currently in for 600 at this point. As you can see, this table went on for a very long time, and we still got lots of table left to go. So now we're heads up between me and Kleckbot. What does Kleckbot do? She ends up calling it. I just end up checking it. Queen 4. I'm not going to raise with that. But a queen does come out on the flop. We're in a very strong position here. So we rifle out a bet for 600. Just a regular blind. We end up taking it home. And I end up showing Kleckbot. As throughout this table, I gained a lot of respect for her and the way how she plays. So that was the most respectful thing to show her what I had after I made the bet. The next hand we got on the small blind was, I think the hand immediately after, was 10 king of spades. Very nice hand to play with, and I immediately raised it to 1100. And prime ends up calling it. I end up pushing all in as I see a king pops out. Takes him a little bit to the side. He is in a very strong position with 2400 chips. Not 2,400 chips, 2,400 plus 1,400 that he just called with. He has an ace-8, so he has the third highest pair on the board. Nothing comes of it, though. No ace, no nothing like that. We end up taking the pot home with a pair of kings. I think this was the next hand immediately after as well. We end up getting a 10 king again, but this time it's not suited. It's offsuit with a diamond, and not with a diamond, with a heart and a club. We're in a very good position for this one as well. We have now come to be the chip leader on the table. He ends up going all in for 645. Kleckbot calls, and I call as well. I think it's a very good hand to call with king 10. Lots of potential with it. A 655 ends up coming out on the board. Not something we want to see. I just end up checking it. We hit the king, so we got potentially a 2 pair on the board, but then another 5 comes out, so we have 5s over kings for the full house, and we end up taking that pot home. Very lucky, as the other guy did have a flush on the table, so he would have beaten us if that 5 didn't come out. We immediately get dealt right out of the pocket. King. 982 comes on the flop. We're beating mostly everything unless it's a 2 pair, 3 of a kind. I throw out a bet for 600. Kleckbot ends up folding it. And prime is already all in at this point, so he has a pair of 9s, but I end up beating him with a king, and that makes it heads up between me and Kleckbot. Now, this was a fun. We shared a lot, me and Kleckbot, in this situation. We talked about our winter woes and, how much we love and hate the winter. So yeah, we got a 6 king. We end up, just taking that pot home. I don't think Kleckbot wanted to play that hand that she had. Don't know what she had, but she didn't want to play it. We immediately get dealt ace-9 offsuit. We're in a small blind position here, so we have the action to call. And of course, we're going to call it. And at this point, they were trying to add each other. Me, Prime, and Kleckbot, we all became pretty good friends on this table, so I just gave Kleckbot extra time so she or he can add each other. And she immediately checks right after, so hopefully they got the adding situation figured out. And it comes out 553. I'm sitting here thinking, okay, nothing maybe is going to happen. A king comes out. I'm like, oh no, what am I going to do? She ends up rifling out a bet. I think she has a king, so I immediately fold that one. Next hand we get is a king 4 of clubs. We're on the big blind position, and we are basically, I would say, 3-1 on chips with CollectBot, so we're in a very strong situation. 2 4s come out. We got a 3 of a kind of 4s. I check it out just to, not be suspicious. But now I got to try to get some equity on the pot. I bet it for 800, which is the amount I can only bet for. And CollectBot ends up folding, as that would be a 1/3 of her stack, that 800. I end up showing her out of respect again. And we're on to the next hand. We get a Jack 9 offsuit in a small blind position. A 5-8 ends up coming out in a king. Then a 7. So we need a 6 here to complete the straight. Or we need, a jack or something. I can't call that. So I end up just folding it away. Next set of cards we get is a 10-6 on a big blind position again. Blinds are 400, 800 still. It comes out 2 ace 5. I really got nothing here. CollectBot ends up checking. I end up checking. 2 comes out on the turn. Again, nothing for the both of us. 9 comes out on her river. She ends up betting. I end up folding it away. I have nothing. I'm not going to go fishing for something I don't have. She ends up getting my blind, but that's okay. That is okay. We end up getting a 7 queen immediately after offsuit in a small blind position. Comes out king 8 king 8. We both end up checking. I do pull a 7 here. CollectBot ends up checking. I end up checking as well. The ace comes out. I still don't know. I have the worst, pair on the board, but we do end up taking that pot home. The next set of cards we get is a 5-8 offsuit on the big blind position. We just check it out. Not great cards to play with. It comes out 10 jack 9, and the 7 shows up. We immediately have the straight. We have the 8. We end up throwing a bet out there for 800. Again, minimum bet. CollectBot's smart. She just ends up folding it again. I'm trying to think, how can I get CollectBot to, call one of my strong hands or something like that? I'm trying to figure out different ways. 10-3 shows up. I want no part of it. I just throw it away and let her have the 400 chips. Next set of cards we get are a king 6 of hearts in the big blind position, where it's sitting at 8,200 chips at the moment. A 3-4 jack ends up coming up. We both end up checking. Another jack shows up. Both end up checking again, I think. Yeah, both end up checking. Then a 3 comes out. So nothing really for the both of us. Except CollectBot ends up throwing out a bet for 800. I know CollectBot hasn't really been the kind of person to bluff on this situation. She did end up showing a 4, so she did have us beat at the end of the day. The next hand we got is a 2-4 on small blind position. I just end up calling it. I'm a chip leader by, like I said, 3-1 at this point. So I thought, why not take a crack at it? Flop comes out queen 4-2. I end up rifling out a bet for, how much did I rifle out this time? About 1,000. Okay, so 200 over the big blind, but we're hoping that we can induce a little call. Maybe she has a queen, but nothing comes of it. I show her I have a 2-4, and she says, good thing I folded, because she would have lost that hand most likely. The next set of cards we get is a queen 4 offsuit on a big blind position. I cannot speak today. I'm so sorry about that. We just end up checking it out, though. Comes out 8 king 10. I check. CollectBot checks. 4 comes out, so we do get a pair. Very small pair, but we do end up getting a pair. But we end up throwing out an $800 bet. She checked on the flop, and I thought, maybe I have her beat at this point. Throw out an $800 bet to see how tight she's playing. And she's playing pretty tight, so she ended up folding. We get a jack 9 offsuit here on a small blind. And at this point, she is just playing with... And so, yeah, the 7 of the 7 comes out, and we end up taking that pot home because we have the highest pair with a jack. Sorry about that. My computer just kind of whole glitched out there. So if the recording sounds a little bit choppy from that last part, it's just me trying to stitch together this last little bit of video here. We end up getting dealt a king 6 in a big blind position. She only has 285 left. She ends up folding it and sacrificing the little amount of chips she had left. She probably had nothing and didn't want to play those cards and risk her tournament life with that. Next cards we get are king 3. She gets forced to go all in because of the blinds. Comes up 6-6 ace. Another are with an 8 as well, so we're 83% to win. Then a 4 comes out and we seal the deal. We won a pot and we won the tournament while we're at it. And we're just congratulating each other, saying good game and whatnot. I got my trophy here. I tell her that I gotta go take a thumbnail for the video, and I say good game again. It was really nice playing with you. We keep chit-chatting, talking. I keep trying to wave goodbye, but I come up to the camera and I say, what's up? I'm trying to get a thumbnail here. She's like, can I photobomb it? And I said, yeah, sure, go ahead. Come over here. Let's share the trophy together. So she comes up and we get a nice candid camera for the thumbnail. And yeah, thank you everybody for watching so much. It really does mean a lot. You guys are truly some of the best fans on YouTube. And thank you so much for the support recently. Have a good one now. Bye-bye.